Welcome back to Pork Chops, Rice, and Peaches, where we don't review movies, but we sure do yap about them.
And we got some yappage coming your way.
I'm Noah.
I'm Richard.
Supergirl.
You know, this was my request, and my request was met with a resounding meh from Noah, but, you know, I get a vote in what we watch, and I was really curious about this because when we were introduced to Kara in the Superman movie, I said, I kind of like that character.
This is the wrong plaything for...
The wrong... Already.
I don't have a fidget.
You don't have a fidget.
I'm just going to grab... We'll grab this. We'll fidget with this today.
There we go.
You were curious about her.
Yeah, I just thought, you know what, that character was introduced so well in Superman. And the dog.
You kind of didn't like the dog. You thought it was uncanny.
I thought the dog was too CGI, right? And I really would have liked to see, they had to have had a trained dog as a stand-in.
Yeah, so, to get some of the movements.
Right, and so I would like to have seen more of that dog in its natural dog behavior than the CGI dog, which... Actually, I'm glad you led with that, because ultimately, the CGI dog pretty much represents everything that's wrong with this movie. Okay. Now... Before I explain that, I will just say, I liked the movie. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't as good as it could have been.
No, it wasn't. And we're probably going to be in the on the minority of people because, you know, hating on new movies gets views, but this one was getting torn apart a little bit. And ultimately, I don't see why I don't see why people are wasting their energy trying to tear apart Supergirl.
Ooh, there's a loaded one.
That's a loaded.
Why?
It's like, because this movie is not worth... And it's not worth the energy to try to tear it down. It's just not... It's not bad enough, nor is it good enough.
Okay.
It's not. It's serviceable. It works. And I agree. There was potential. The story had potential. The concepts had potential. The characters had potential. And I just don't think it quite hit.
No, they just missed.
They just missed on pretty much every count.
On every beat except for a couple.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've talked about movies before, and I wish I could remember the movie that... There's one that came to mind that we watched where... I sit in a theater and I look at it and I say, okay, that was supposed to be a laugh line. It missed.
Yes.
That was supposed to be humor. It missed.
All throughout this movie. And there were several.
The only times when I was laughing out loud was the first bar fight sequence. Yeah. And it was the music that was the punchline.
Yeah.
And the music in that particular scene was really funny and it fit perfectly and everything worked. But, you know, the third Christopher Reeves movie where we get, you know, the split personality and we get angry Superman, you know, and Superman who gets drunk and all that. Well, you get to see this in this movie.
Yes.
Explored.
Yes.
But explored in less of a campy, cartoonish way and more of a, okay, I understand this. Here's where this movie worked for me. It benefited from the One Piece treatment.
Real? Okay.
Okay.
Explain.
All right. because in One Piece, you get some characters who have some pretty unpleasant personality traits, but you end up rooting for the characters anyway. All right.
Okay.
You have characters who, let's face it, Kara's not a nice person.
No.
And I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Okay.
I thoroughly enjoyed that aspect of it because Superman is so disgustingly squeaky clean.
Yes.
You know, having Kara, you're right. She strikes me as it's like she would kick a puppy if it suited her mood.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And like that's okay because it's a nice mirror to the squeaky. Because if there were two squeaky clean personalities, you'd want to vomit.
And that's the problem with characters like Supergirl, and it's kind of why she is written the way she is in the modern day.
Okay.
So, back in the day, when you're making comics, right?
Okay.
You're making comics, you're writing comic books, you know, from the Superman debuted in what, the early 20s Action Comics #1. 20s or 30s, pre-war.
Mm-hmm.
And, faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive. I choked on my spit there. That was bad. The comics were campy. The comics were that, the good old boys type.
Right.
He's a swell lad, And I don't get to pull out the transatlantic accent often. So
that's okay. Hey, you knock yourself out, right?
when they wanted to broaden the horizons of readership, right?
Okay.
They sometimes created female heroes to try to appeal to young girls as well. And sometimes it was like, okay, let's make a character like Supergirl. What's the point in making Supergirl? It's literally just Superman, but it's a blonde teenage girl. That literally is, and it's oh well, she's his cousin. It's okay, and it depends on the storyline, the continuity, but from everything I've seen from very early, it literally was just copy and paste Superman.
Sure.
She pops out on the cover as Supergirl. Hi, I'm your cousin.
Right.
And, it feels like the retcon. So over the years, you have to get away from that, right? Because otherwise, it's just Superman 2.0. It's just the same character. So I think over the course of, and I'm not as well versed in DC as I am in Marvel, but from my understanding is that there's two variations of Supergirl, and one is the classic, I'm just Superman 2.0.
Okay.
And then second is, okay, we took Superman and we made him gritty, and we're exploring that through Kara, because the backstory they changed in the movie.
Okay.
So they changed her backstory in quite a few of them. In quite a few of the stories, she's already 13, 14, 15.
Okay.
When Krypton blows up, and her dad puts her on an escape pod.
Right.
And shoots her off, and the intention is that she's going to protect Clark, Kal-El, when they arrive on Earth.
Sure.
But she gets diverted, and she's in cryostasis, so she doesn't age, and by the time she lands, Superman's grown up, so now she has no purpose.
Right.
She couldn't fulfill what she promised to do.
Right.
And that causes the whole depression. And she becomes an angrier hero. So you get to explore that angrier side of what a Superman could be without having to taint Superman. So it's the way to explore, okay, you've got this person with all the powers of Superman, but none of the wholesomeness. The wholesomeness.
She was not raised by a farmer in Kansas.
No, someone who's bitter, someone who's sad, who's someone who lost everything, and the one thing that she was supposed to do, she wasn't able to.
She lost purpose.
Yeah, lost purpose.
Right.
It's It's a Superman with lost purpose, which is kind of what they did here. They tapped into that aspect of it, but it's definitely a person who lost everything. It's definitely a Supergirl who has lost.
I'm curious about something before we dive deeper into this, because I know nothing of DC lore, truly, and so when I go and I see this movie, I'm just average Joe moviegoer, right? So I have a ton of questions. I've always wondered how the people of Krypton knew that if they went to another planet with a yellow sun that they would have superpowers. And so the big question is, if they had all that tech, did they have, just interstellar spaceships? Did Kryptonians go to other planets and then suddenly discover that?
Yes, and there's several more modern continuities that have started to reimagine the Kryptonians as like the Viltrumites from Invincible, as more not an evil race, but definitely a conquering race.
Okay,
because they realized that they could.
Okay,
they're like, hey, we want to help.
That would be the natural human reaction.
It depends on whether they're altruist. They want to go with an altruistic Krypton, or they want to go with a warmongering Krypton. It all depends on the incarnation.
We know from the original Superman movie back in the 70s that Krypton had assholes, because you had the General Zod. You had
Oh yeah, and you get Zod in every continuity.
Yeah, and so that there's bad Kryptonians, and so what they do with their power defines who they are as a person. And you have to have them because you have to have someone who can match Superman's power.
Yeah.
So it then becomes a battle of strategy.
Yes.
And a battle of wills, not just a battle of power.
Exactly, because that's the only way you can challenge a hero like Superman.
Right.
Is battle of will.
Yeah. So, you know, when two Jedi are equal in their mastery of the Force, then they resort to mastery of the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Right. Stuff like that. So yeah, that was kind of a... It's
kind
of
Master Yoda, we threw some rocks at each other. Obviously, we are balanced in terms
I
of
know.
force powers.
So...
That's like throwing 2 jabs in a boxing match and sitting down for chess. Oh, Mr. Tyson, I see that you've got a mean left hook. Well, so do I. Let's settle this like gentlemen.
Yeah, well, that pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, so
I'm sitting in the movie, and oh gosh, how hard is it? You know, when you're sitting down and you're trying to write this movie, and you either unintentionally or intentionally draw on so many different movies that are already out there and established. This is Star Wars meets Superman meets Mad Max meets Captain Marvel. This is Supergirl, right? You see elements.
There's elements of road trip. There's elements of road trip movies.
Yeah, a tiny bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. And I will tell you this: Jason Momoa's Lobo was unnecessary and distracting. This was he was not a believable character. He was Jason Momoa having fun.
So, unironically, I was very wary of it when they introduced him. Okay. I will agree that for the story of Supergirl, he was unnecessary and distracting.
Okay.
He was. I will disagree on the second half, because that was a perfect Lobo. That is exactly how Lobo needs to be. Lobo is a character that is intentionally disruptive. He is an asshole. He is just... Yeah, that's the best way. Lobo, as a character, is written to be just the biggest asshole.
Why did he come back after he took off?
I don't know.
I can tell you why. There's only one reason why. They wanted to redeem his character.
Well...
They gave him the Han Solo treatment. I'm leaving with my money. I'm going to come back and save the day.
The thing about Lobo... Alright, that is a character that needed his own movie.
I was just about to say that.
Because Lobo as a character is fascinating. Because he's almost like Deadpool in a way. So he originally was written as an antagonist.
Okay.
But he's mostly written just to be a parody of gritty anti-heroes.
Okay.
So he's a constantly drinking, chain smoking, biker space alien who's immortal.
Could they have gotten rid of the electronic cigar? Oh my God, was that distracting?
He smokes actual cigars in the comics, from what I know.
Yes, I know, but the movie was very clearly an electronic cigar. It was horrible.
The thing about it is that the way that he was interacting with the characters is exactly how he's supposed to interact with people, because he's just kind of there to be a nuisance. And that's the thing. He's a nuisance, and he's good-natured, and he's kind of happy-go-lucky, because you can't kill the dude. The dude killed his own species because the only people who can kill his species
is one of them.
So he killed all of them so that he could be immortal. So he's a sociopath.
Yes, he is.
And he's he doesn't take anything seriously. So he kind of just does whatever he feels like doing. Okay. So yes, I agree. So unnecessary to this plot unless he was the antagonist. And honest to God, he should have been the antagonist, because the antagonist we got was boring.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Boring. He was. Yes, he was.
I thought Lobo would be the antagonist, and I'm very disappointed that he wasn't.
I would just... So, Lobo needs his own movie, but I think Lobo's character... I would have had the same criticisms about his character, with the exception of the actor involved. It's not that I think he did something wrong. It's just that his presence was
no, the
cartoonish.
Right.
Yeah. And
the main man.
You know,
that's what he calls himself in the. That's what he calls
himself in the comics.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's the main man.
If it was a different actor who was less well known, that I didn't recognize, I might have been a little more forgiving. But I wanted to see more. When I heard he was in the movie, I wanted to see more from him.
He needs to start off as an antagonist. And I think this movie kind of proves it, because Lobo is a Superman antagonist. He's an intergalactic bounty hunter. He shows up, he takes out hits, and half the time he realizes he can't really take care of Superman the way he needs to, or he's just like, well, if I can't kill you, I am going to capture you, I'm going to turn you in, you're going to escape anyway, I don't care, I'm going to get paid. Gotcha. And that's kind of, he's just got that,
unless they go to a planet with a green sun. Is there such a thing as a planet with a green sun?
I don't know.
Well, you're the space guy.
No. Oh, in real life, no. I don't know if that was made up for the movie. There's so much in this movie that it's just... There's so much in this movie that I'm just like, this was kind of unnecessary.
I'm sitting in the theater, I'm watching a movie, and I'm thinking of an Instagram meme video that was stitched and was presented, and it's some young lady, I even looked it up here, some young lady who looks at the camera and says, if you would shoot someone who tries to steal your dog, that means you value your dog's life over a human life. And the stitch is always someone going, yeah, your point,
and that's the movie,
and, right?
That's the movie.
That's the movie. And the movie answers the question.
That's the movie.
The question is, spoiler alert, because it was such a delight to see a superhero run another person through with a sword, not once, but twice.
I was like, actually, okay, you know what? I actually liked that about this. Yeah, at the end of the movie, so the big plot that really gets Kara involved is this unnecessary side character girl whose family is killed by the main villain at the beginning of the movie. And we don't do recaps, but you need to know this to understand it. And so it's a revenge quest for this girl because her entire family is slaughtered in front of her. My question is, why didn't he just finish the job? Like, he could have saved himself so much trouble if he had just
finished the job.
He
took out everybody else. And if he comes from a planet where, or species where they're capturing girls to ransom them, why didn't he grab her?
And use them as brides to keep their population going. Yeah, it's like, okay. So
the movie starts with a massive plot hole.
Yeah, it's just like, it kind of like, okay, whatever, it got the ball rolling, it got the main character involved, whatever. And he shoots the dog. Because they're on a red sun planet, and Krypto is... It's so funny that both the Superman and Supergirl movies revolve around this dog. Put a chip in him. Krypto needs a tracking device, because, jeez, this dog is causing too many problems for too many superheroes. I swear, the Justice League movie is going to be freaking like Lex Luthor teaming up with Doomsday, Darkseid to capture Krypto.
So I am sure that the people who made Krypto were trying to make a cute, adorable, lovable, fluffy. Again,
cuter as a puppy.
They just missed.
Yeah, they just missed.
And I am sure that the people making this movie thought, oh, the amount of stuffed Kryptos we can sell is astronomical.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they're going to. No.
Yeah, go for it. I've been chatting.
I've
been chatting too much.
Okay,
go. I can keep going, but go for a bit.
You might be able to answer this question for me because
I just said go.
Yeah, I'm watching the movie. The movie caused so many questions because I'm not a regular comic book watcher. Right? Okay, if you can take and shoot laser beams out of your eyes, and you can shoot them through people, why don't you lead with that? Why isn't that your opening salvo? And why would you shoot a red beam into a person and knock them out into space where they can turn around and come back versus just shoot them through the head?
The second question, they're tougher than the laser beams can penetrate. Is typically how that they get around that. Because the big thing in this movie is that they had to make these guys just tough enough that Supergirl can't just laser them in half.
Right.
But also not so strong that she can't beat the crap out of them. And that's 90% of any non-Earthling species in any comics continuity, is that they're generically stronger than humans. And somehow our technology and powers keep up with them, and that's typically how it works. So it's like generically, okay, yeah, sure, beyond the confines of the solar system, there exist alien races that can rival in strength. Because it's like the Hulk, right? All right, you got to have characters that can fight the Hulk but can't beat him, right? So that's why you have Thor. That's why you have Thing. That's why you have Red Hulk. That's why you have Abomination. That's why you have all these characters that can fight Hulk but not beat him.
I did enjoy seeing Kara give the main villain the Hulk treatment.
Yes,
the slamming back and forth,
the
beating him. That was fun.
That was funny.
Well, you know,
sorry, real quick, to answer your first question, is the one thing, okay, why don't they open with that? Is the one thing the boys did right, and they gave it to the main villain of the show, is that his opening move is freaking laser beams!
And that is to have sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads.
Which would
it's the most logical thing. It's literally like the one example of a Superman character doing the one thing, and it's the freaking villain. He's just like, oh, this will solve my problems.
Fulfilling all of Dr. Evil's wishes.
Yeah.
Just so. Yeah.
Yeah. Just. But yes. No, to answer your question.
The movie is visually dark, so it's very hard to...
Thank you. It was so hard
very hard to see the action because of how dark it was. There were movements that were so fast, and the CGI was done at such a pace that it was very hard sometimes to see what was taking place on screen, which made it really hard to follow. It's like, okay, generic CGI superhero action sequence. Shut the brain off.
Yeah.
Wait for it to end so that you can understand what's going on. But I think... I really think I was rooting for this movie.
Okay.
I wanted to see
me too.
Unlike you, where we are like so totally different on this, and I'll tiptoe through this one. I so thoroughly enjoyed Captain Marvel, and I wanted to see the Captain Marvel standalone movies really highlight the character, the growth, and the action, and it turned out to be a total and complete disappointing dud. And so I'm like, okay, Supergirl, can we have, the Black Widow movie? It was good, but it wasn't as good as it could have been.
Yeah, that's the thing about this one.
And so Supergirl, I'm like, can we nail one? And they just missed.
I will say, the one thing this movie did completely 100% right.
Okay.
It solidified David Corenswet as Superman.
Did it?
Perfect.
I thought the entire end sequence was a waste of celluloid.
It was a waste, but his character, him playing him throughout the whole thing, I was like, okay, never mind, this is great. This is great. You know what? Gotcha. You know what? I needed a break. I've seen the Superman movie twice now, and I liked it both times. But now that I've seen him outside of that movie, outside the confines of it,
right?
Because he didn't miss a beat.
No,
that's the same character. I'm like, okay, you know what? Because sometimes that's hard for franchises to get right.
Okay.
Sometimes that's hard to see a character outside their movie.
Okay.
When the directors are different, the writers are different.
Right.
But you know what? No, I'm sold on David Corenswet as Superman. I legitimately am. Like when she crash lands on Earth and he greets her, that was hilarious.
That was very funny.
So cute.
That was very funny.
He was just and I don't know why I'm speaking louder because you don't understand me. It was so funny. I was like, yep, okay. I like this. It
was well done.
David Corenswet, I will continue to watch that character because that was really good.
Okay, so tell me, because we're sitting next to each other in the theater, and we're having different reactions. I'm laughing when he's not. He's laughing when I'm not. The theater as a whole didn't laugh at all.
Yeah.
I didn't hear any other patrons laughing.
Yeah.
But you were laughing at spots that I couldn't understand why you were laughing. And I'm not going to say it was inappropriate laughter.
It was inappropriate laughter, but so the fun... There's a meme line going around.
Okay.
All right. I don't know. I don't remember what. I think it was an animated project of DC where Superman comments to Batman that kryptonite is a rare rock. And he says, it's a rare stone, Bruce. And
yet Bruce manages to get some.
Not just Bruce. Everyone has this shit. Everyone has kryptonite. There was one planet this shit grew on, and it is everywhere. Superman can't escape it. It is literally everywhere. This main villain had it because of course he did. Luthor always has it. Batman always has it. There's always kryptonite. It's a rare stone, my ass. God, every time you go on YouTube and you see a short where Superman is suffering from the effects of kryptonite radiation, there's always a comment. It's a rare stone, Bruce. And that's why I was laughing. Because he shot her with like 3 kryptonite darts. And I'm just like, it's a rare stone, Bruce. This random bandit guy on the outskirts of the galaxy has it, though. How does this get everywhere? How? Oh, and the other one was they did the glass dome bit. That was funny. I found that funny because there's a lot of Superman storylines where one city of Krypton is shrunk down and kept in a glass dome. Don't ask me why. It's in multiple continuities. I don't know why, but they literally did the thing.
Okay.
They did the thing.
That's the
big
shield
force field.
Okay.
I just was like... okay, they did the glass dome bit. I was amused.
Gotcha.
I was amused by a lot of this. But ultimately, I think they had the right storyline. They just executed it really badly.
They just missed it.
Also, I will stand by that. I genuinely think if Lobo had been the main villain, not even villain, just antagonist. Like he's like, oh wait, there's a bounty on a Kryptonian. I need a sparring partner. That would have been a fun character to see. A dude who's just like, you can't die.
Right.
He can't die. And so they just are beating the crap out of each other over the course of a movie in a cat and mouse game, and she has to outsmart him. I think that would have been a better... And that's what I thought they were going to do, so I'm kind of disappointed. It's like, that kind of feels like a waste.
Did you like her motivation for what... I love the fact that she had to go off-planet to a planet with a weaker sun so that she could feel the effects of alcohol.
Yeah, they established that in the Superman movie, and I think that's kind of clever.
Right, and I think that they gave her some legitimate issues to deal with.
I do too.
You got a character who's running from her past, who's dealing with her emotions, and she's not doing it. And it was a very, dare I say, human reaction to problems in life.
Yep.
I think
without the endless optimism of her cousin.
Right, because she ultimately is a very angry person, and she's not a particularly nice person.
No.
But her mother makes the point of telling her, you have to be a good person. So, can you be not nice but still be good? That's an interesting question.
I think that was my favorite thing they wrote into this movie was the idea that you could be a good person without being a nice person.
So if they're going to do a Supergirl 2 or a Supergirl 3, and if they want to make it interesting and worth watching, then they have to explore that question in more depth.
Yes.
Because if the next movie she's as nice as her cousin,
she can't be.
They've totally and completely screwed the pooch. And what a bad thing to do to a CGI dog. Sorry, that just kind of rolled out.
Okay.
I just realized the metaphor was really poor.
Okay.
Anyway, I want to see another movie, another Supergirl movie. I want to see them hit it better than they did with this one. I probably won't give them a third if they don't get the second right.
Yeah.
The second needs to be better than the first.
Or just have her make a cameo in Superman too.
I'd like to see him give it another shot.
I would like to see a cameo in Superman 2. A more extended cameo.
Okay.
Like in the middle, and then have her need to go off-world for some reason.
Okay.
Because obviously it'd be harder to deal with two.
So, well, I did enjoy the fact that 99% of this movie took place off Earth. That was fun. It was different. What did you think of the casting? What did you think of Ally Milcock as Supergirl?
I think she's fine.
Yeah,
I think she's fine.
Yeah.
I don't see.
I don't know if she has the comic chops.
Yeah,
but I can't tell if that was the editing, the writing, or her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very much. I don't. Yeah.
And this movie would have benefited from just a little more success with the comic.
Yeah.
As it went through it.
It felt like they were It felt like they weren't confident in their jokes.
That's an interesting way of describing it.
I felt like they weren't confident enough in their jokes to make them land. Or they weren't confident enough. Or they weren't confident enough in their story, so they tried to throw in some cheap laughs, and none of them landed.
Okay.
One of the two.
And then I wondered if maybe editing killed some of the jokes.
Yeah, that's also...
That was my thing. But so overall,
Sword Girl. I don't even remember her name.
Would you, Ruthie? It was a forgettable character.
Very. I'm sorry.
You know, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. This didn't give her anything, and she was very melodramatic.
Standard cardboard cutout British princess
with Shakespearean speak, and
yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
This and let me boil it down. This is 90% of this is just a writing issue.
Probably
the writing of this was just.
Probably.
I think they, again, solid concepts. Not great execution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
I
agree.
It's not the worst thing I've seen. It's not the worst comic book movie I've ever seen.
Nope.
But very, very much one of the more forgettable ones that I've seen.
I'm hoping that if there's a sequel, it's better. But would you recommend anybody to see it? Or is this a wait for it to come out on
this is service? If you're interested, wait for it to come out on HBO Max. Yeah, if you're interested in it, like you gotta let them know. You gotta let them know. And I'm not rooting against the DCU. I think one thing is that a lot of people are rooting against the DCU.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people are rooting against James Gunn, and a lot of people were disappointed by Superman. And honestly, looking back, Superman was not that bad of a movie. It was a pretty solid movie. It wasn't fantastic, but it was a good movie. It was a good summer blockbuster.
I think I absolutely love the little video sequence that we get online of Alan Tudyk.
Yes.
David Cornsweet with the Forza name. So is Gary. That might be the funniest line in the movie.
It is. It is the funniest line in the movie. You know what they do need to capitalize on, though?
What?
You know what they need to do? James Gunn, you're not going to watch this. But if you watch this, you need to make a Mr. Terrific movie. And you need to make one soon.
Okay.
Because that character was fantastic. The black guy with the T on his face.
Oh yes! Oh, he was great.
Terrific.
Yeah, he was great.
We need more of that.
He was great. He was.
We need more of Mr. Terrific. Yes. That was a great character. I've never cared more about a C-list DC hero.
He was pretty cool.
It was really cool. I liked it. Lanterns is coming out on HBO soon, so we're getting a Green Lanterns.
So much was predictable. And the whole I've been poisoned, I need to make myself vomit was so predictable.
Yeah.
And so you're watching it and you're like, okay, when does she vomit so she gets her powers?
Yeah.
And that it wasn't in the villain's face was such a missed opportunity.
Yeah, because you got all this puking going on in the movie. Because it's a very grimy movie.
It is.
Very grimy.
It is. So if he had given an upset, punched her in the gut, causing her to vomit all over him, and then she looks up at him and smiles.
That would have been funny.
And says, Thank you. I needed that. And then
that would have been. I guarantee you, there's a cut of it. I guarantee you, they got a shot of it and they just cut it for whatever. Guarantee you, there's a cut with that joke, and they weren't confident in it.
Well, anyways,
because otherwise, that's a missed opportunity.
That's all I've got. But I will tell you this: we haven't done a lot of go see the movie, come home and film on it right away.
Yep.
This might have been the easiest one to do.
Yeah. We did it with Fantastic Four, I think.
We did it with a couple, but this was the easiest one to do. So, I would say, I'll say this. I agree with Noah that if you want to send a message to them, wait for it to come out on HBO. If you want to see a sequel, go to the theater and watch it. It's a good Sunday afternoon, buy some popcorn, kick your feet back, and do some mindless entertainment.
B&B. Thank you for putting reclining seats in your theaters because they're so nice.
B&B. I've never been to the one that we went to today, and oh my goodness, was that nice! I don't know what was nicer.
Man,
the decor on the inside or how comfortable your seats are.
I didn't even take you to the best theater in that building. They have one that's a giant curved theater. No gimmicks, just giant curved theater and curved seating, and it's got 2 stories. Nice. So it feels almost like a Coliseum setup.
Really?
It's great because on the bottom row, it's tucked underneath the balcony. It goes all the way back behind the balcony. Okay. So you can sit in like a little alcove like underneath it, and look, and the whole screen is visible. It doesn't cut off your view. It was great.
Nice.
It's great. I love that.
Yeah. B&B has become our preferred vendor of choice.
Oh yeah. So
shameless plug.
They're great. Not sponsored.
So what did you think of Supergirl? If you saw it, leave your comments below. We love it when you chime in and tell us what you think of the movie. If you think we got it wrong, tell us why in the comments below.
Yeah, not a disaster, but not great.
All right.
Yeah, and if you like what you see on Pork Chops, Rice, and Peaches, the subscribe button is down there as well.
All right, thanks for tuning in for this episode, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.